Hello, everyone. So, I want to talk to you about doing the right thing and having the courage to stand against injustice. Um, this talk it was inspired by a conversation I had yesterday or a day before while I was sitting around in our employee lounge. And this fellow coworker walked in, and I like the guy. He's a wonderful human being, and really always when he's working goes out of his way to help people. Just bends over backwards, just a genuinely good person. And he sits there and he sits down with another coworker and starts to talk about how he was asked by a friend of his best friend, to comment on some girl's Instagram page. So it took me a minute to kind of figure out what was going on, right? And so he goes, well, this girl, cheated on my best friend's something, right? And now, she knows that I'm very sort of sassy and, I have great comebacks. So she asked if I would, say something to her on social media. And so, but, he said, at first I wasn't sure because, I don't really know her, and why should I say something, to somebody I don't know? And then he says, then she told me that, this woman cheated on her man or something. And so then, of course, I'm going to say something because that's my best friend, blah, 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 right? And then he went on to read the comments that he had posted on this woman's Instagram picture. Simple, basic selfie this woman had posted, and he went on to rip her up in terms of, calling her, just basically that she was ugly and that, she was, pick a race, whether it was Asian or Chinese or, Hispanic, because she looked like she was mixed, which is beautiful. And it just went on, and, he called her a hater. I mean, not a hater. He called her a cheater and all this good stuff, right? I mean, 4 sentences into this, my mouth just dropped and my stomach just literally turned. And it wasn't a conversation I was originally part of, but I looked up at him and I said, why would you post that? And he says, well, this is my best friend. Why wouldn't I? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what are you hoping to accomplish from this? And, I said, obviously you were doubting yourself to begin with, which is why you even brought this up to the group. Otherwise, if you were fine with your decision, you wouldn't be sitting here talking about it, almost looking for validation that, hey, my God, you did a good thing. This is, great job. No. But clearly, you have doubts about it, which is why you're bringing it up, hoping that we will sit here and validate your negative behavior. And he kind of swallowed, his little, pride. And he was very open about it. And he was like, well, yeah, I know it's kind of wrong, but, it doesn't make what she does right. Okay, but does it justify what you're doing? 2 wrongs don't make a right? And what is the point of this? Why are you ripping somebody else down? You don't understand, what is going on between this person, your best friend, their boyfriend, whatever the case might be. Even if it's about you, why are you sitting here ripping somebody else down? Are you not afraid of God? Who died and made you, God, to sit here and pass judgment and rip somebody else down? And I said, do you understand and realize that, people actually commit suicide based on bullying? This is a form of bullying, I explained to him. It's cyberbullying. It's the days are gone, well, it's not completely gone, but the days are far and few between where, kids are messing with each other on the playground, right? Now you're doing it online. And, for me to sit and watch this grown adult, do this to this woman, I don't know her, and I particularly, doesn't matter, but it's wrong. Why would you do that? Why would you rip somebody down? So, of course, because my colleague is a nice human being, he took the post down immediately and, felt bad about it and said, yeah, you're right, I shouldn't have done that. But my comment to him was, that you have to be careful because you did this, but even the thought of doing something negative is instant karma right there. You don't have to necessarily do the negative thing. The fact that you're even thinking about it, you incur the negative karma immediately. Just like when you think of doing something positive, if your intention, your thing is yes, even if you don't always get to doing it, that the thought alone, the intention alone incurs positive karma, right? And it just got me thinking about, you know, how we go about living life and how we are just, you know, I was the older one in the room, right? My colleague was probably, I think he's maybe 30 years old, maybe late 20s. And then there was another nurse there, again, late 20s, early 30s. And I'm the older one, 44, not old, right? But comparison. And, you know, I said to myself, I thought, you know, if I had not said anything, I don't know if the nurse would have said anything. And I don't know if this other young guy, there was another 27-year-old paramedic sitting there, I don't think he would have said anything, right? When I said something, this nurse, you know, said, yes, she's right. I agree with everything she's saying. But it just made me wonder. And she might have said something to begin with. The point is not trying to toot my own horn. If you know me well enough, you understand, zero desire to do that, right? But I think it's just, you know, I'm new to this position. I'm new to these colleagues. These are new co-workers of mine. I don't know the man for more than 2 months, right? And I barely see him because we work different days a lot. But it took a lot of courage on my part to stand up and speak up against this situation. I could have just shut up. I could have not said anything at all. I could have just let it go, right? And it wouldn't have been anything. It wouldn't have, you know, changed anything in my life. But I think it's important to speak up. It's important to say something if you happen to be there. You know, it's just complacency is not acceptable. Complacency is basically you going along with it. You not saying something is saying something loud enough. You not taking action is sometimes an action itself. So I think it's important, you know, when you see something going on and it's wrong, speak up, people. Say something. Step up. Because doing the right thing is doing the right thing is doing the right thing. It should not be contingent upon approval or popularity, you know, contests or, you know, your reputation, because you are a product of your actions. Your actions speak louder than your words and how you dress and carry yourself, right? So if something wrong is going on, say something. You know, you might want to say something delicately. You might want to say something, you know, politely, respectfully, firmly, but say something. Please don't be a complacent bystander when you see injustice going on. And doing the right thing, no matter who's watching, you know, is the beautiful thing. Always do the right thing. You know, there's no reason to lie. You know, listen, I understand white lies. I'm not above or beyond, you know, dropping a white lie if it's to protect someone's feelings. I'm okay with that, right? But usually the truth works just fine. It's not really important to, you know, lie, because once you lie about one thing, then you got to lie about something else to cover that. It's the slippery slope, which is just, it gets you where? Nowhere. So just speak the truth. Speak the truth respectfully and, you know, deal with the consequences of what that is. Anyways, thank you for listening. I appreciate you watching, giving me your time and attention, as always. If this has been helpful, please go ahead and share, comment, and take care, and God bless.